A21 Academy. In today's video, our cloud expert will break down AWS pricing in clear and simpler way. AWS pricing can seem complex, but at the end of the session, you will understand exactly how it works. We will also cover three key areas: AWS charges for compute, storage, and data transfer, along with different price models like pay as you go and reserved resources. Plus, we will show you how you can get started with the AWS Free Tier, giving you free access to certain services for up to a year. Stick around for practical tips on managing your AWS cost and avoiding unexpected charges. Whether you are just started out with AWS or want to optimize your spending, this video has got you covered. And don't miss the special free class at the end.
So now team, now let's understand that the pricing, right? Let's understand the pricing of the AWS. So I'm just giving you the pricing, obviously, whenever I complete any services, okay, before I also explain you that the cost associated with the AWS. But now let's understand that how exactly the AWS charge from their customer, right? So now let's understand some pricing models. So there are mainly three fundamental drivers of cost with the AWS, right? The compute, one is a compute, second one is a storage, and third one is a data transfer. Okay. And these characteristics vary somewhat, and that is also depending on the AWS product and AWS pricing model you choose. Because in AWS, you also have or the specific services. Let's talk about compute. In compute, although it's a mention the pay as you go, but still you can also reserve the capacity of the instances. So that's the reason I'll say it is completely depending on the AWS product and the pricing model that you choose. Now remember, in the most of the cases, there is a no charge for inbound data transfer. Okay. Or remember, for a data transfer that is between the two different AWS services within a AWS region. So what exactly the region, I'll also explain you shortly. Obviously, there are some exceptions as well. So you need to be sure to verify the data transfer rates before you start using the AWS. So the outbound data transfer is aggregated across the services, and then it charged at the outbound data transfer rate. And these charges also appear on the monthly statement of your AWS data transfer out. Okay. So how do you pay to the AWS? So now here there are three things: pay for what you use, pay less when you reserve, pay less when you use more and more AWS product, right? This is a general philosophy is here, which is mentioning the AWS pricing. Now here the number of and the type of service which offered by AWS, they have increased it dramatically now. So now the AWS philosophy on the pricing is never changed till now. I mean to say, I guess from last 4 or 5 years. And each month you just need to pay what you use. And you can also start and stop using the product at any time. There is a no long-term commitment, or there is a no long-term contracts you required. Okay. So as you know that AWS offer a different range of cloud computing services, and for each services you pay for exactly the amount of resources that actually needed, right? And this utility style pricing, okay, they have the different model, and that's the which is on your screen. So pay for what you use, pay less when you reserve, pay less when you use more, and pay even less whenever AWS grow. Okay, now let's understand these concepts, what exactly I'm talking about. So now here, right, so you can see pay for what you use. So unless you build a data center for living, you might spend too much time and money on building them, right? So now in AWS, you pay only for the services that you consume with no large upfront expenses. So you can lower variable costs. So you no longer need to dedicate a valuable resources to building costly infrastructure, including your purchasing server, software licenses, any leasing facilities, applications, or anything. So another thing is that they quickly adapt to the changing business need, right? And you also need to redirect your focus on a innovation and the invention by paying only for what you use and for as long as you need it. So all AWS services are available on demand and require no long commitments or contracts, and they don't have any complex licensing dependencies as well in AWS. Let's talk about the virtual machine, that's the EC2, or the database, right? So here you can also invest in a reserve capacity. Now using this reserve instance, you can also save up to 75%. Okay, that is compared to the on-demand capacity. Now here, these reserve instances are available in three different options. That is AURI, PURI, and NURI. Okay. Now it's a very simple, right? So whenever you purchase something, right? Okay, on local shops or anywhere, you say, okay, you pay upfront pricings, right? Let's suppose you purchase in a bulk. Obviously, you will get a discount. And let's suppose you say that I'm purchasing bulk, so obviously I'm expecting some discount. Yes, you will get it. There are other things that, okay, I want to purchase a bulk, but I cannot pay you immediately. So what I can do, I can pay half of the amount at the moment and half of the amount later as well. But you will not get the same discount as previous, like because you are paying upfrontly and you are also buying upfrontly. And third, for the second partially upfront reserve instance, you will get a less discount as compared to the or AURI. And NURI, it means no upfront payment reserve instance. It means what? I'll use it and then I'll pay it. I cannot pay at the moment or I cannot pay you partially. Okay. So I'll pay it later. So obviously that time you'll also get a very less discount. Same thing here. So whenever you buy some reserve instance, you can also receive a very great discount. And when you make a large upfront payment, obviously you have a discounts. So to save your maximum cost, you can also pay all upfront and you also receive the larger discount from the AWS. So partial upfront, okay, also offer the lower discounts, but they give you the option to spend less upfront. And last one, you can also choose to spend nothing upfront and you can also receive some smaller discount, which also enable you to free some capital to spend on the other projects, right? So by using this reserve capacity, your organization can also minimize the risk, more predictably management budgets, and you can also comply with the policies that require long-term commitments. Okay, so that's the pay less when you reserve here. So what is the meaning of pay less by using more? So with this AWS, you can also get the volume based discount and realize the importance of saving, whenever your uses grows. Now the services like in S3, okay, or the EC2, their pricing is tied, which means that you pay less per GB when you use more. And in also addition, the data transfer in is always free. So you can use multiple storage services, which also deliver the lower storage cost, and that is also completely based on your need. And as a result, your AWS uses need to increase and you benefit from the economic of scale that enable you to increase the adoption and also keep the cost under control. So as your organization involve, AWS also give you option to acquire service which help you to address your business need. Now, what exactly it means? For example, the AWS storage service portfolio, which offer the option to help you in a lower pricing base, and how you frequently access the data and the performance that you need to retrieve it. So to optimize your saving, you can also choose the right combination of the storage solution, and that help you to reduce the cost, and also while the preserving the performance, security, and the durability. And the AWS also constantly focus on reducing the data center hardware cost. They're also improving the operational efficiency. They are also lowering the power consumption, right? And they are also lowering the cost of making the business. So this optimization and the substantials and the growing economic of scale of AWS, the result is that AWS, since 2006, AWS has the same cost, or I can say they have also lowered the cost most of the times. Another AWS benefit that whenever they grow, right, they're also adding some higher performance resources in their data centers. Okay, so you will also get some more optimized hardware as well. Now the big company, right? So let's suppose you are the enterprise for the enterprise customer of the AWS. Okay, you have everything on the AWS. So obviously, I'll say that I don't want to use this default price. I need some more discount as per your default one. So yes, AWS also provide you the custom pricing as well. So let's suppose if you are the enterprise customer for the AWS, so AWS also offer the TAM. Okay, what exactly the TAM it means? What? That's the technical account manager. Now, what exactly the technical account manager? So the technical account manager is the mediator between the company, your customer, and the AWS. So let's suppose, I'll definitely suggest you that let's suppose if you have a sales skill, I'm going to say negotiation skill, and you want to add the technology, then the TAM role is very good. Okay, so that TAM role is also equivalent to the solution architect as well. But obviously for that you need some experience, because TAM they at least required at least 4 to 5 years minimum of years of experience. Okay, so the team, so in AWS there is a team called account manager team. So they have the sales manager as well, sales account manager. They also technical account manager as well, and support manager as well, right? Sales manager is nothing but for the cross sell upsells, they are saying that. Technical account manager, who is the check for the deployment, the need, right? Then he also help you to for reduce the cost as well. He also help you to for deployment and everything. So that position is also very helpful if you have a negotiation. If you think that okay, I'm a good negotiator, or I'm a good convince also. So let's suppose you are a good convincer, you can definitely go for the any technical account manager. So they, for each and every company, they have the TAM role as well. So you can also look for it. It's not about that every time you need to go to the main core technical job. These jobs is also very helpful. So now you understand the pricing model. So how exactly we perform the labs, or how I'll provide the training. So now obviously to learn the AWS here, you don't need to spend any amount. So AWS offer you the free tier. Okay, so which is a completely a 1 year validity. So folks, do you have the AWS free tier? So everyone, if you don't have a account, then I suggest you that you can create the account today only. Okay. So to create an account, you require the Visa, MasterCard, no matter whether it is debit card or the credit card. So you can also create it your account as well. So recently AWS also have the added the UPI options, okay, in their AWS account, but not to create an account. Okay, so here you just need to follow some basic So here also you can use this link. So if you see this, Sumti had shared one link. Okay, so where you can see how you can create the AWS trial account. Okay, so there is a document which help you to understand how you can create the accounts, AWS trial account. So I request everyone that it is mandatory that you need to create the AWS account only. Okay, so these are the link which I given. You just need to fill up this information. There is a 5 steps. Okay, so you just need to mention there. So you just need to register mail ID. There is a authentication that I mean to say the authorization you need to provide, and then you can use the Visa and debit card. Okay, so it will deduct only $1 from your account. For Indian users, I can see there is a ₹2 from your account. Okay, and then you can create it. So even though if you provide the right, you correct the Visa and Mastercard, it doesn't mean that if, let's suppose, mistakenly if you got some bill, then AWS will not be deducted automatically, right? So you need to pay it manually here. So you can create an account. So remember, here, okay, everything is not a free. Even though here it is mentioned that AWS free tier account, so it doesn't mean that you will get everything as a free. Okay, so there are some limitations. All right, so let's suppose if you want to see, you can search the services here and you will get the information. For an example, if you launch your virtual machine, then it is available 750 hours per month. It means what? Every month you will get 750 hours as in free. Storages, you can store 5 GB of data. Okay, so again here, if you see here, there are some limitations that you cannot launch any instance, right? So there are some instances which you can launch, but not everything. So so whatever I explain, that only you can perform the practice. I'll not suggest that you can start immediately virtual machines, because at the moment currently you are not aware about what exactly the free one and what exactly the paid one. Okay, so here you can see these are the you can see what exactly the free and what exactly the paid is. Okay, so based on your categories, okay, so that the categories which I mentioned, these are all the AWS categories. So please make sure that, okay, you create an account today only. From tomorrow we need the account. To create an account, you can sign in from here and you just need to provide your email IDs. That's it. This is additionally, so this is the entire AWS UI. That's the user interface. Okay, so I'll also explain each and everything. Okay, that what exactly this one, what is account ID, what is this AWS regions and availability zones, what exactly these. So just now you have seen on the deck that these are the categories. I'll say that here you can see these are the number of created categories. So Kedrick, I'll suggest you that you can create a new one. If you created the few years back, then might be that's not a part of the trial account. So I'll suggest you that you can create a new, I can say you can create a new email ID and then you can use it. So now the categories which we discussed earlier. So here you can see all those categories. And under the categories, you have minimum 2 or more services. Okay, so in analytics, you have these services. In application integrations, you have these services. Blockchains, these are ML related. Business applications, Amazon Chimes and everything. Cloud financials, all the, so this is what, these are the FinOps. These are the FinOps related services. That's a fine, no, accounts and billings. Like you heard about DevOps, you heard about DevSecOps. So there is also another term that's the FinOps. So that's also one of the good opportunity in the industries. Now, what exactly the FinOps, it means what? So can anyone aware about what exactly the FinOps is? FINOPS. Anyone ever aware about what exactly the FinOps? Now, this is also one of the interesting jobs, right? FinOps. What exactly it is? So now every organization they have the FinOps teams, right? But it's a technical, I can say, job. Now, FinOps, it means what? Who manage the cost and who manage the billing, right? Now, the FinOps guy, they have their responsibility to minimize the cost, cut the cost. And now, when you cut the cost, when you know the entire architectures, it's not like that the QA guy is testing the machine and he started the machine for the 24 hours and you ask them that no, you should use 18 hours. It's not like, obviously, it based on the requirement. So in the company, there are some FinOps jobs and they have a target as well. So one of my friend is a FinOps specialist guy, right? In my same company. Now his job is to minimize the cost, cut the cost. And he has a $800 target every month. So we'll have to, decrease the cost by 800 something. I guess 800 something, or I don't remember exactly, but they have a target as well. Company give the target that you will have to cut down the bills. So they will check the entire, even though. So so Mohammed, and so Mohammed, I'll answer this shortly. So for every project, he check the projects, he understand the project, and he also suggests them that how you can reduce the cost. So this is a main goal of the FinOps guy. That so a cloud architecture, I no need to bother about the cost management. So see, as in cloud architecture or the solution architect, it's your job to obviously cut the cost as well. Because why? Because you are the one who can, prove the ROI to the company. Or there are a lot of discussion happen with the customer where they want to decrease the cost. So you need to provide the solutions which is less cheaper. So yes, that time you need to have the cost management. It's not like that. So whenever we have a customer discussions, it's not about the what exactly it suit with the customer. Sometimes customer has to compromise with their service security because of the cost, because the reason is that they don't have a proper budget, okay, for that specific projects. So that's the reason you need to understand, even though you are in the architecture, you also need to understand about the cost. You also need to understand that how exactly customer will get the benefited. So yes, you need to understand the cost of each and every services.
Thank you so much for staying with us till the end of the video. I have something special to share. If you loved our content today, then you are absolutely going to adore what's coming next. We have a free class, and the best part is it's available for everyone. This class goes in depth into the topics we touched on today, offering you detailed insights, comprehensive explanation, and even some exclusive content that wasn't covered in this video. All you have to do is just click the link in the description below, or if you are just starting out, just type k21academy.com/AWS02. Now all the information inside the video that we will be covering is listed here. And for the class, just click on the date, enter your name, enter your email ID, enter a phone number, and click on register now. Then you will be redirected to this page. Also, you can add this to your calendars. So I promise this is something that you don't want to miss. So go ahead, click on the link and step into the world where learning knows no boundaries. Till then, keep enjoying. I'll see you in the next video.